One of the corrections that you've seen on your papers is said that you have a sentence fragment. And when I've talked to y'all about it, I noticed that they weren't getting corrected in your writing. And when I talked to you about it, you were saying you didn't know what that feedback meant. And so we have to talk about what is a sentence fragment. And so, just in a definition, it's just a group of words that look like they're a sentence, but they're not. They're missing the subject or the verb. They're missing an element, so it's not a complete thought. So a group of words that look like a sentence, but is missing the subject or the verb. It's an imposter, right? It is not really a sentence. It's pretending to be, but it's not. The key part, though, is that it does not express a complete thought. And that's where we get in the problem. If we are not expressing a complete thought, our reader doesn't understand what we're talking about. And the whole purpose of writing is for communication, so that our readers understand the ideas that we are trying to share with them. So, you asked me how to fix them. Step one, you can try attaching it. Just look around that sentence fragment, look around it. See if there is something that that has the rest of the thought with it that maybe you can tack it on to. So you're going to try to attach to a nearby sentence. It may not be the next door neighbor, it may be a couple of sentences away, forwards, backwards, whatever. But if you can take that one piece of idea and add it on to an already existing idea, one, you'll probably create a more complex sentence, which is always good. Or two, you will be able to finish out the thought, keep it together. So then two, the option that you have is to revise. And you can revise, see, it's talking about missing a subject or a verb, right? It means something is missing, right? So revise by adding the missing element, right? Whatever is missing that defines a sentence, find it and put it in there. That's all that's there. Remember, we talked about this. We have in our sentence category, right? We had our subject and predicate. And because I want to make sure everything is always complete, I'm going to include end punctuation. Right? We're going to make sure that that's all in there. Okay? Now, the third thing we could do when fixing a sentence fragment is we could do a total rewrite. Say we're looking at this sentence and we go, I have no blasted idea what was going through my mind. I can't even figure out where this thought came from or what it goes to. I can't attach it to something previous because I can't figure out what it goes to. I can't attach it to something afterwards because it's just this random piece of collection of words in the middle of my page. Yeah, I don't know. So we're going to rewrite the entire passage that contains the fragment, right? That is our next choice. And that means that I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate all of the ideas together. It's something that I don't want to get rid of, but it's going to cause me to have to rewrite that whole section. It may be rewriting, 3 or 4 sentences. It may be rewriting a paragraph, who knows. And if you absolutely just cannot figure out what that gobbledygook goes with, delete. Last resort. Delete the fragment that makes no sense. I mean, honestly, if you can't figure out how it fits in, neither can your reader. You're the one who's writing. It's the ideas coming from your head. So last resort is just delete. That's how you handle sentence fragments.